Hello everyone, welcome to Medical Concepts B. In this video, we are going to see about vitamin A under the following headings. Right? First, chemistry, absorption, transport, biochemical functions, causes, deficiency, sources, recommended daily allowance, and toxicity. Vitamin A. What is its chemistry? It is a fat soluble vitamin. What is its provitamin? Beta carotene. It is made up of two beta ionic rings connected by polyprenide chain. Normally, a beta carotene can give rise to two molecules of vitamin A, but in biological systems, it gives rise to only one. What are called retinoids? Compounds which contain the activity of vitamin A are collectively called as retinoids. What are the retinoids? Retinol, retinal and retinoic acid. Retinol can be oxidized to retinal and it can be further oxidized to retinoic acid. Retinal to retinoic acid is irreversible. Retinal can be reduced to retinol by reductase, which is a reversible reaction. Then, how it is absorbed in our body? We know intestine is the major site of absorption. Beta carotene in our diet can be converted into retinal. By which enzyme? It's dioxygenase. Again, this retinal can be converted to retinol mainly by NADH or NADPH dependent retinal reductase. Let us consider this as a mucosal cell. Retinol which enters into this cell is esterified with the fatty acid to form the retinol esters. Now this should be transported to somewhere, right? It is incorporated into the chylomicrons. Now these chylomicrons are transported to the liver through blood. In liver, it is stored as retinal palmitate. I think you get this point. Next, whenever required, these stored vitamin A should be transported from the liver to the peripheral tissues. How? With the help of a carrier protein called retinal binding protein in blood. Retina contains two types of cells called rods and cones. Rods are for dim light vision and cones are for bright light vision. Rods contain a visual pigments called rhodopsin and cone contain three types of visual pigments: cyanopsin, porphyropsin and iodopsin. An eye contains of about 120 million rods and of which 120 million rhodopsin pigment. What is dark adaptation time? Let us consider you are entering into a theatre room. Inside is fully dark. How would you feel suddenly? You need some time to adjust that place, right? But why is this happening? When we enter from the bright light to the dim light, in bright light all the rhodopsin pigment would be depleted. Now in dim light, it needs some time to resynthesize the rhodopsin. So this time is called the dark adaptation. Biochemical functions. First, Wahl's visual cycle. Look at the cycle. Rods contain visual pigments called rhodopsin. On exposure to light, this rhodopsin will convert it to opsin and all trans-retinal. In retinal epithelium, this trans-retinal is converted to cis-retinal by retinal isomerase. It is transported to liver through blood. There, trans-retinal is converted to trans-retinol. Again, this trans-retinal is converted to cis-retinol, which is further converted to cis-retinal and is transported back to retinal epithelium, where it is converted to 11-cis-retinal, which combines with the opsin to form rhodopsin. This is the Wahl's visual cycle. Now let's see its other biochemical functions. Vitamin A is required for normal reproduction. It helps in maintaining germinal epithelium and sterility. Retinol acts as a steroid hormone in controlling the expression of genes. Second, it has antioxidant property. Third, it helps in preventing heart attacks. Fourth, it helps in maintaining normal epithelium and skin. It is also helpful in treating psoriasis and promyelocytic leukemia. Now let's see Its deficiency manifestations. First, nyctalopia or night blindness. Vision would be decreased in dim light, dark adaptation time would be increased, retinal binding protein will fall below the normal level. Next, xerophthalmia. Here, in normal eye, the conjunctiva will be wet, but in xerophthalmia, this conjunctiva will become wrinkled and dry. It will also get keratinized. Third, white spots. What is this? It is the greyish white triangular plaques in the conjunctiva. This is because in certain areas the conjunctiva would become thick. Next, keratomalacia. If xerophthalmia persists for a long time, it will lead to softening of cornea. This is called the keratomalacia. Next, follicular hyperkeratosis. Here, the skin will become rough due to hyperkeratinization of the epithelium lining the follicles. Let's see causes for the vitamin A deficiency. It may be due to less intake, severe malnutrition, or decreased absorption, as in case of obstructive jaundice. Next, recommended daily allowance RDA. For male, it's about 750 to 1000 microgram per day, and for females, it's about 750 microgram per day. Right? And for pregnancy, it's about 1000 microgram per day. Now let's see normal blood level of vitamin A. It's about 20 to 50 microgram per day. Sources. What are the sources? Papaya, carrot, pumpkin, animal sources, and green leafy vegetables. Now let's see what will happen if we take excess of vitamin A. We know vitamin A is stored in liver, so excess intake will lead to toxicity. What are the symptoms? There will be vomiting, headache, irritability, peeling of skin, and anorexia. Next, bony exostosis. What is this? There will be swelling of long bones along with pain. Next, hyperkeratonemia. If we continuously intake foods which are rich in vitamin A, there will be yellow discoloration of the skin. But this is not jaundice because there will be no scleral discoloration. That's all about vitamin A. Thank you for watching this video.